Yo, what's good, boxing fans? It's your boy Danny. Welcome to Danny's Dimensions. I'm here once again. Let them horns blow. Yeah. You know what it is. It's another episode of Danny's Dimension. We're gonna talk some boxing today. You know what I'm saying? We got some fights coming up this week. Actually, a fight that's actually going to be happening right as we speak. For those in the UK, there's a fight that's happening right now. So, real quick, before we get into what we're gonna do today, I want you to make your subscription. Subscribe to this podcast, Facebook.com, Danny's Dimensions Podcast. Subscribe to my Facebook. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Right now I have 30 subscribers. I'm looking for that 100 subscribers. So if you become the 100 subscriber, there's a special. I got something special for you, special gift for my 100 subscribers. So definitely click on the link, Facebook.com, Danny's Dimensions Podcast, for your latest boxing news, interviews. I got some things for you ASAP. So the 100 subscriber, there's going to be something special. So tune into my Facebook. Also sign into my, also add me on Instagram, Danny's D_divisions_LLC. Also subscribe to my contemporaries. My boy Rob, who also does the show with me on Saturdays. Subscribe to Facebook.com, MOW Boxing. Let's give a horn shout out to my boy Rob. Let's do that. Let's give him the horns. Let the horns blow for him. Yeah. We let the horns blow. Also to my boy Johnny, Softport for Life 91. Let's let the horns blow out for him. So, yeah. You know what it is. So subscribe, like, share, subscribe to this channel, man. You know, you will be very happy that you did so. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about Gervonta Davis, man. Gervonta Davis is apparently a free agent. After this next fight that he fights against Rolly Romero, Gervonta Davis is going to be a free agent. He will not be with Mayweather Promotions anymore. Well, there have been some discrepancies or some discord, I should say, going on with those guys. It's been happening for a while. That Gervonta Davis feels like he's being shafted. And he said the only reason why he's doing what he's doing, taking this fight, is because they want him to take this fight. That's the only reason why he's taking this fight. So that's the reason why he's doing what he's doing against Rolly Romero, which indicates that what we've already known all along, that Mayweather's promotions haven't really been doing Gervonta Davis a service for his career. Leonard Ellaby and those guys, they've been trying to make him, build him up as a superstar without giving him the fights that he needs to be given so he can exemplify his superstar status. Gervonta Davis is 27, 28 years old, and we still don't know what type of fighter he is because he hasn't exemplified that on the big stages. He's been fighting for baby belts. He's been fighting fighters who are in lower weight classes than himself. And when he stepped up and fought, when he fought Isaac Cruz, he went the distance, and a lot of people gave Isaac Cruz a lot of credit for that. But we really don't know, is it Isaac Cruz that good, or is Gervonta Davis not what he says he is? We really don't know. There was other fights that could have happened that did not happen. The Lomachenko fight. Gervonta Davis has not had a fight since in my opinion, he could conceivably have lost since he fought for the title. Since he fought Jose Pedraza. When he fought Jose Pedraza, everybody was saying, and I remember I was saying some different things like that he was youngest. He was the youngest champion in boxing at that particular time. And, that was when he was, I was saying that he was probably could have been a future star. But, he's 26-0, 24 knockouts at this particular time. But don't let that stuff fool you, man. He really hasn't fought since Pedraza. He really hasn't fought too many people that really, what are you going to talk about? Hugo Reeves, Ricardo Nunez, Jose Marcelo Andres Cuellar, when he fought Cuellar. I mean, what fight can you say that he really tested himself? And don't talk to me about that Leo Santa Cruz fight, because he, you know, Santa Cruz is a smaller guy. And even in that particular fight, Leo Santa Cruz was giving him some problems. So then he fought Mario Barrios, and then he fought Isaac Cruz. Now he's fighting Rolly Romero. So what do we have to say about that? I think that he should and do I think that he should re-sign with Mayweather Promotions? Well, we can assure you this, that if he does sign with Mayweather, re-sign with Mayweather Promotions, that he's not going to get the best fights that he needs to get. He's not going to get the best fights he needs to get. And Mayweather has already said that he's already said that he's keeping things in-house. So what does that mean? That means that when Gervonta Davis fights whoever he fights, it's going to be kept in-house, which means he's not going to make any deals with anybody outside. So that means the best fights are not going to be made because Mayweather wants to keep him in-house. I believe that Gervonta Davis has been being protected. I believe that that's what's been going on. And now that he has the stranglehold after this fight to be released from him when he leaves Mayweather Promotions, I think that that's what's going to propel him possibly to bigger and better things, bigger and better fights, and different things that he can get. And actually, we can see Gervonta Davis actually tested as a fighter, because if not, he will continue to not live up to his potential by being on the Mayweather Promotion stable. They've already, like I said, tried to build him up as a star without really testing him since the Pedraza fight. He hasn't really been tested. So let's see him get from under the Mayweather Promotions banner, get to somebody else, and fight somebody that's, that's a big fight that can actually help his career. Because at this particular point, he hasn't really been he hasn't fought anybody really legit, in my opinion, since Pedraza. And I defy anybody to try to argue with me on that one, because it's not gonna happen. So next thing, let's talk about the fights that we have. We got Bridges versus Ebony Bridges versus Maria Cecilia Roman. Actually, that fight's about to happen right now as we speak. That's on the undercard of the Kiko Martinez fight. So Kiko Martinez versus Josh Warrington. So let's talk about the Bridges Roman fight and what predictions I have for that fight. Ebony Bridges, she's very aesthetically pleasing as far as her looks is concerned. If you've seen her in those press conferences, she's been wearing a lot of not G-rated, borderline X-rated outfits at the press conference. And in this particular press conference, she had a outfit that she put glasses on Eddie Hearn so he wouldn't see it. So, but we know she's aesthetically pleasing as far as her looks is concerned, and we know she can fight as well. She's a bigger puncher than Maria Cecilia Roman. Maria Cecilia Roman is a long-time IBF champion. However, Maria Cecilia Roman is the only champion that I can think of that has no knockouts. She has 0 knockouts in her whole professional career. No knockouts whatsoever. So we know that right then and there, Ebony Bridges is the bigger puncher of the two. But Marisa Cecilia Roman has never been knocked out. She's never been stopped in a fight. So with that being said, I would have to say that I'm going to go with, in this prediction, I'm going to go with Ebony Bridges by close but unanimous decision. Ebony Bridges has only went 10 rounds. She's going to her this fight right here is really going to prove what Ebony Bridges is made of. The blonde bomber is going to prove what she's made of. She is really going to show us what type of gut she has, and can she go the distance? Because with this particular fight, she's fighting a long reigning champion. Even though Maria Cecilia Roman didn't look good in her last fight, um, she didn't look good at all in her last fight. But she's a long reigning champion, and she also lost a fight previous to her last fight when she fought. Who did she fight? Um, Melissa Odessa. She lost to Melissa Odessa by majority decision. Melissa Odessa, who is a prospect. Now she's fighting Ebony Bridges, who has 8 professional fights, 1 loss. Like I said, the only time she went the distance in that 10th round fight was against Shannon, I should say, Shannon Courtenay. And that fight, if you saw that fight, Ebony Bridges at the end of that fight, she looked worse for wear. Her eye was completely swollen shut. Her face was completely disfigured. That fight was a war, and Ebony Bridges took a lot of punishment. So she did show guts in that fight by going the distance, but she took severe punishment as a result of that. So can she go 10 rounds? That remains to be seen. She's did it one time, but can she continue to do that? And against a long reigning champion who has never been stopped. My prediction for that fight will be Ebony Bridges by close but competitive, unanimous decision. As we know that the rounds for the females are different from the males, the rounds for the females are 2 rounds. 2 minutes, I should say. 2 minutes as opposed to 3 minutes for the men. There have been some speculation, even with the Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight, whether that should be 3 minute rounds or 2 minute rounds, but they ultimately decided on the 2 minute rounds. I wouldn't have a problem with females doing 3 minute rounds. I don't think that would be a bad thing at all. So salute to Ebony Bridges, salute to Mauricia Cecilia Roman, and that fight. I'm going with Ebony Bridges. And finally, I wouldn't say finally, on the main event of that card, we have Kiko Martinez versus Josh Warrington 2, the rematch from the preceding fight. Those guys fought 4 years ago with Warrington winning, but Josh Warrington has not looked that great and any of his and many of his previous fights. So this fight is for the IBF title, and my thought process with this is, I think that Kiko Martinez, even though he did knock out Kid Galahad, he did knock him out. We know that Kiko Martinez is the bigger puncher. We know that. He's the bigger puncher of those two guys. But he's 36 at this time. Josh Warrington is the younger guy. Kiko Martinez is from Spain. He's 43-10 with 30 knockouts. So we know he's a bigger puncher. And Josh Warrington is 31-1. Josh Warrington has the better record, as I stated before. He's younger, and he's coming off of, like I said, some fights that he really didn't look too good again. I think that in this fight, he fought Mauricio Lara 2 times. The second time was a technical decision. So he's coming off a fight against Mauricio Lara, in which that was a technical decision. Lara was cut over his left eye in the second round due to a head clash, and the fight was stopped. So it was a technical draw. The first time he fought Lara, he got knocked out, TKO. He was down in the fourth, and he was down in the ninth prior to being stopped. So that's why I say those fights, will they fight? Well, I don't think that Warrington should fight a rematch with Lara. I don't know if he wants that type of smoke anymore. So Kiko Martinez, he might fight Lara. Who knows? But I think in this particular fight, it's tough. Can Warrington avoid the big right hand of Kiko Martinez? Because if Kiko hits him with that big right hand, it could be a big problem for Warrington. And usually, like I said, Warrington, I believe, I think he's fought the better opposition than Kiko has. Having fought Carl Frampton, having fought Kiko himself, having fought Kid Galahad. He beat Kid Galahad before Kiko did. He also, he's fought Mauricio Lara. So he's fought better opposition than that of, Kiko. So Mauricio Lara is currently one of the top featherweights. He is a top 10 guy. But my prediction, like I would have to say, is Josh Warrington by split decision. It's going to be a very tough fight. I think that it's a possibility that Josh Warrington could get dropped. He could get dropped in this fight. It is a possibility that he could get dropped. So, with that being said, he is a big puncher, Martinez, but I think I'm gonna go with my faith prediction right here, and I'm gonna go with Josh Warrington by split decision. Finally, this last fight that we're gonna talk about real quick is Tszyu Tszyu's son, Tim Tszyu. If you haven't seen Tim Tszyu, he's a pretty good fighter. He can fight. He's a good puncher. He's fighting Terrell Gausha. As you see my background, Tszyu versus Gausha. It's a PBC fight. I'm not really a big PBC fan, but we're gonna talk about it real quick. What my prediction is. I think personally that shout out to my boy Monty Weaver real quick. What's up, Monty? Let's put his comment up there for people to see. Shout out to my boy Monty. Had to give him some. This guy is he's definitely a guru when it comes down to podcasts and when it comes down to getting podcasts, as far as podcasts and getting views and different things like that. So shout out to Monty. Appreciate you, bro. Now back to Terrell Gausha and Tszyu, Tim Tszyu. All right, Tszyu is I think he's gonna have to win by knockout completely to win this fight, in my opinion. I don't think they did him any service as far as getting him this fight for him to come over the to the PBC side to fight a Terrell Gausha. Terrell Gausha is tough. Terrell Gausha is a boxer. He's a counter puncher. He hasn't fought in 12, almost 11, 12 months. He hasn't fought in 12 months, Terrell Gausha. So, with that being said, Tim Tszyu, best chance for me. Tim Tszyu, his best chance for this fight is for him to jump all over Terrell Gausha. Don't give him any room. Smother him. Go to the body. Make him feel everything. Terrell Gausha is 34 years old. Tim Tszyu is a younger guy. I think that he should put pressure on this guy to make him uncomfortable from the beginning. Because if you let Terrell Gausha get into his rhythm, then he can pot shot you. Terrell Gausha is fast. He does have good power. He's never been stopped. Another guy who's never been stopped in a matchup for a guy that's never been stopped. This is the first, I'm going to say, this is a tough prediction for me. Another tough one. I'm going to go with Tim Tszyu, 9th round TKO. Because I feel like he has to win this fight by knockout. There's no way that he can win this fight without being a knockout. Tim Tszyu is 20-0. He's 20-0 with 15 knockouts. He looks just, if you've seen Tim Tszyu, man, he looks literally just like his dad. He looks just like his dad. So he definitely looks just like his dad. If you've seen Tim Tszyu, you will see what I'm talking about. Tszyu, man, a great fighter at 140, a guy who could punch. That right hand, ask Zab Judah, ask Sambe Mitchell, ask all those people that he fought, ask Gabriel Hurtado what type of power Tszyu's right hand. So like father, like son, I will have to say with that. But this fight right here, I believe that I will go with, like I said, Tim Tszyu with late round stoppage, TKO. I would say TKO 9. TKO 9 for Tim Tszyu. I think Tim Tszyu, like I said, he has to do these things. He has to go out there and smother. He has to smother him from the beginning to the end. So I look forward to this. Some of these fights are actually going to be happening right now, actually starting now, with the Ebony Bridges versus Ramon fight and the Kiko Martinez versus Josh Warrington fight. So without further ado, once again, I said, man, keep supporting me, man. Support this podcast. Support your local businesses. Support your support. Just support, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And y'all tell me what y'all think about these fights and who you think is gonna win these fights. I've made my predictions. I believe that these guys that I had winning, there's no guarantee. I think the Tszyu versus Gausha is the most 50-50 fight out of all the fights out there, in my opinion. Based on, who, it's all about who fights their fight in this fight. It's all about who fights their fight. So like, share, subscribe. Support my boy. Once again, Rob Bryce, Coach Rob. Also remember to tune into Saturdays with Coach Rob. So I'm going to give him a big up and a big let the horns blow for him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And also, like I said, subscribe to my Facebook, add me on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Facebook.com, Danny's Dimensions Podcast. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I said, the 100 subscriber, I have a surprise for the 100 subscribers. So once you become the 100 subscriber, let's keep them likes coming, keep them shares coming, keep them subscribers coming. Tell your mom, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, about this Danny's Dimensions podcast. Hopefully in April. Coming up, I'm trying to set up some interviews with some boxers. So, an interview, I've actually been in contact with Fast Frez Okendo. All right. I've been talking to Fast Frez Okendo, the former heavyweight championship contender. In my opinion, I thought he beat Chris Bird. I thought he got robbed. And we were going to talk about his current state and what he's doing right now for the community. Chi-Town's finest, Viva Puerto Rico, Frez Okendo. Hopefully, like I said, I've been talking to him, and that's what I hope to get as my next interview. I've also been in contact with Chop Chop Corley, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, for the former WBO 140-pound champion. Also, Nate Campbell, the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world, went to Mexico and beat Juan Diaz at the time that he was undefeated. I thought he got robbed by Joel Casamayor. We're going to talk about it, man. These are the hopefuls that I have to come on the podcast, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, between time, remember, put God first, stay blessed, and believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do anything. And, like I said, always put God first. Till next time, boxing fans, once again, it's your boy, Danny's on Danny's Dimensions. I'll let y'all. Be easy, be safe, be blessed on this Saturday. Peace.